hip hop at times is considered a culture of the youth, so it makes perfect sense how young some rappers are when they first get into the industry. Here's a list of 20 rappers that released their debut album at the age of 20 or below. I picked artists from the 80s and 90s, and might do a separate list for artists from the new millennium and up later on. Number 1. Kris Kross. The teenage hip-hop duo consisting of Chris Kelly and Chris Smith, most famous for their backwards clothes wearing and their hit single Jump, were founded by Jermaine Dupri in 1990 at a mall, and he helped mold them into hip-hop stars by producing and writing a large portion of their debut album, Totally Crossed Out, which released in 1992 when they were 12 and 13 years old, making them the youngest duo in hip-hop with a platinum album. Number 2. Roxanne Shante. Queensbridge's own Roxanne Shante was a child battle rapper turned teen rap sensation who was a member of the Juice Crew, participated in the beef between Juice Crew and Boogie Down Productions, and was an essential part of the Roxanne Wars, both of which I've covered previously on this channel, and she released her debut studio album, Bad Sister, all before the age of 20. Number 3. Mobb Deep. The infamous duo of Prodigy and Havoc are most well known for some of their hits like Shook Ones Part 2, Survival of the Fittest, and Quiet Storm, and their classic second album, The Infamous. Their debut album, Juvenile Hell, was released in 1993, however, when they were 18 and 19 years old. The album didn't do nearly as well as some of their subsequent albums, however, and makes them probably one of the best examples of not always getting it right the first time, but nailing it once you've tried again. Number 4. Scarface. Scarface from the rap group Ghetto Boys, with classic songs like My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me and Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangsta, released his debut studio album, Mr. Scarface Is Back, in 1991 and continued to release both group albums with Ghetto Boys as well as solo albums for years to come, and collaborated with many of hip-hop's other greats to critical acclaim. Number 5. Special Ed. Special Ed was most well known for his classic single, I Got It Made, and released his debut studio album, Youngest in Charge, on his 17th birthday, making him one of the youngest hip-hop artists to release an album at that time. Then the next year, in 1990, he released his second studio album, titled Legal, which of course is a reference to the fact that he turned 18 that year. Number 6. LL Cool J. One of the rappers with the longest running career, very well known for his hit singles geared towards a female audience like I Need Love, Love You Better, and Hey Lover, and his harder tracks like Mama Said Knock You Out and I Shot Ya, went on to have beefs with multiple artists in the industry like Kool Moe Dee and Cannabis, both of which I've covered previously on the channel, and went on to have a stellar acting career as well. But before all of that, he was a premier Def Jam artist for many years, putting out his debut studio album, Radio, at the age of 17. Number 7. Outkast. The iconic Atlanta duo who are often credited with putting Atlanta and Southern hip-hop as a whole on the map, along with Goodie Mob as a part of the Dungeon family, along with other artists and the production team Organized Noise, put out their debut studio album, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, in 1994 at the ages of 19 and 20. Number 8. Foxy Brown. Foxy got her start by featuring on the remix of I Shot Ya by LL Cool J, and then shortly afterwards signed to Def Jam at 17. She is probably most well known for being the only female member of the rap group The Firm, as well as her very long-running beef with fellow Brooklyn rapper and former friend Lil Kim, which is another beef I've covered previously on this channel. She released her debut album Il Nana in 1996 at the age of 18. Number 9. Queen Latifah. Before her extensive acting career on various movies and TV series, and being the first rapper to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, she was an original member of the Flavor Unit and dropping classic songs like UNITY and Just Another Day, and representing for the ladies in hip-hop. Several considered her the queen of rap around this time. She released her debut studio album, All Hail the Queen, in 1989. Number 10. Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh, aka the Human Beatbox, is famous for his beatboxing of course, but also for working with Slick Rick on songs like the classic La Di Da Di from 1985, which went on to become one of the most sampled songs in hip-hop history. Doug released his debut album, Oh My God, in 1986 at the age of 19. Number 11. MC Lyte. When it comes to first in hip-hop for female MCs, MC Lyte has at least a few of them. First female rapper to get a gold single. The first solo female rapper to receive the BET I Am Hip Hop Lifetime Achievement Award. And she's also one of the first female MCs to beef on wax with a fellow female MC when she dissed Antoinette, which is yet again another beef I've covered on this channel, so check it out. She's also the first solo female MC to release a full-length album with Light as a Rock in 1988. Number 12, Too Short. West Coast rap pioneer Too Short put the Bay Area, especially Oakland, on the map, and he's known for his longevity in the industry and his pimpish raps. He released his debut tape, Don't Stop Rappin', in 1983 and has gone on to release over 20 solo studio albums since then, as well as multiple collaborative albums. Number 13, Big L. Harlem rapper Big L, known for his group Children of the Corn, which featured Cameron, Mace, Herb McGruff, and Bloodshed, as well as for being a member of Digging in the Crates, aka DITC, he released his debut album Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous in 1995 at the age of 20 and unfortunately was shot to death in 1999 at the age of 24 before his second album, The Big Picture, could be released. Number 14, Tupac. Before Tupac was known for things like starring in films like Juice, Poetic Justice, and Above the Rim, getting shot and igniting a beef of New York rappers, signing to Death Row Records and releasing one of the most successful double disc albums, and some of the best diss tracks ever, he was a teen rapping and working on his first album, which was Tupacalypse Now, released in 1991. Number 15, Ice Cube. Gangsta rap pioneer Ice Cube made his group debut in 1988 with NWA on the album Straight Outta Compton, but it wasn't until he left the group over financial disputes shortly after the album release that he released his own solo debut, America's Most Wanted, in 1990 at the age of 20, which is considered a classic hip-hop album and paved the way for his numerous subsequent albums and extensive acting career. Number 16, Da Brat. Earlier mentioned hip-hop duo Kris Kross introduced Da Brat to Jermaine Dupri, who he signed to his newly found So So Def record label, on which she was one of the first acts, and released her debut studio album Funkified at the age of 19, which went on to become platinum, making her the first female solo rapper with a platinum selling album. Number 17, Nas. Before he was Escobar, he was Nasty Nas. Nas made his debut on the song Live at the Barbecue by Main Source from their debut album Breaking Atoms in 1991. It wasn't until 1994 though that he released his own debut album, Illmatic, at the age of 20, as he states in the first line of the classic track Life's a Bitch featuring AZ. Number 18, Gangsta Boo. The youngest and only female member of the group 3 6 Mafia started her solo career with the album Inquiring Minds, released in 1988, which was also produced by DJ Paul and Juicy J at the age of 19. Number 19, Keith Murray. In 1993, Keith Murray made his debut on Erick Sermon's solo debut album, No Pressure, and then in 1994 released his own debut album, The Most Beautifulest Thing in This World, with his hit single of the same name. His album being mainly produced as well as executively produced by Erick Sermon, also who he continued to work with for several years. Number 20, EPMD. Rap duo composed of Erick Sermon and PMD are probably known for their breakup in the early 90s, then reuniting in the late 90s before breaking up a second time, and then reuniting again some years later. They are also well known for all of their duo albums having the word business in the title, starting with their debut album, Strictly Business, released in 1988 to critical acclaim and is considered a classic hip-hop album by many. Now that was 20 rappers that were 20 and under when they released their debut album. What other artists would you put on this list? Would you like to see a similar list for newer artists too? As always, leave a comment in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.